Hey, this is Dr. Bagley. Thank you very much for joining me. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a subject. It really wasn't planned, but since I had a little counseling session with some guys, I thought it'd be nice to talk about the man's perspective when it comes to finances. Again, not all, but majority when they get to the age of 30 and above, and we'll cap it to say around 55. Okay? This is a man's perspective in how they think when it comes to the ladies in relationship to finances. All right, so I'll give you some 4 examples, and from that 4 examples, I will give you a plan that I help others with, and hopefully I can help you with, and we'll just see how it goes. All right? Okay, so let's simply say a guy between the age of 30 and 55. One of the things, ladies, I want you guys to realize is a man, there's a trigger that goes off in his head that something about him says, I really got to focus on my work, my profession. I still got to make a living. 9 out of 10 times a guy at that age, within that age, he's starting to have children. If he doesn't already have them, he's starting to want to have a family. He wants to build something, right? Other guys, they want to start traveling. They want to have vacations, and all of what I'm talking about is finances. And yes, every guy thinks about finances roughly between the age of 30 and above. But when it comes to American type women, the very independent type women, which is, again, nothing wrong with that, being independent, being strong-minded, and so on and so on. But let's talk about how he thinks about you in the context of finances. All right, so the first one is a independent woman having her own. Okay. I talked about this in my other video, probably in the second video, 2 of 3. But the point is, when it comes to an independent woman who has her own, that by definition is an independent woman, okay? A guy looks at a woman, and when he looks at this woman, he's seeing independence. In the context, she has her own. She has her own place. She has her own vehicle. She has her own profession. She has her own. She's not dependent on the state. She's not dependent on no one else, child support and all that other stuff. She's taking care of herself. She grind through it. She became something. And a guy appreciates that independence of a woman having her own. But when it comes to finances, your independence will not be a deciding factor of the relationship. I want you guys to really understand that. Your independence of having your own will not be an indication of us coming together and being together in a relationship. And as we go along, that'll make more sense. When a guy and a woman comes together and they both have, right? Okay, they both have. The only thing, the benefit of a woman in this position is the fact that if she has her own, help him manage it. Now, I know what you're thinking, or probably should be thinking, if you're a American independent woman. Right, whatever. But what this really means is this. A guy, he wants to focus on work. He wants to focus on doing his profession, his whatever he's doing, okay? He really doesn't want to come home and have to do a budget. He really don't want to have to come home and pay the bills. He really don't want to come home and having to do X, Y, and Z when it comes to finances. An independent woman who has her own, he will trust you in that relationship to handle the finances. So the woman that he would be looking for, if she's this type of independent, is a woman who can sit down with him and say, hey, this is what I'm making, this is what you're making, what is our goal? What is our goal? And then what is the plan? What is your plan? What do you want? How are we going to get there? Let me help you do this A, B, and C, and D within the budget, right? A very responsible type woman who should be responsible because she has her own, he has his. You're both responsible. You come together, you work towards that plan, but he will really want you to take lead when it comes to that finances of the obligation to the house and the household. Okay. So that's the first woman who has her own. She's independent, has her own. Okay. The next woman is a woman has, but is greedy. Now, what does that mean? Okay, this means a woman will say to a guy that I'm working, this is my money, I've done what I've done, this is me. You work, you do your job, and if you do your job, you do you. But I want you to help me take care of some bills. I want you to help me do my hair and my nails and buy me a car or help. That type of woman is going to be used, period. Period. There's no exception to the rule. If you have your own, and if you ever say to a man that this is mine, that's yours, but I still want some of yours, and you're not contributing, you're done. So really, there's really not that much to say, because if that's your mentality, if that's your way of thinking, if that's how you hold yourself when it comes to a man, you pretty much are going to be by yourself for the rest of your life. Or probably my life. But anyway, either way, you're going to be used. So I say used because a certain guy will get in a relationship with the hope that you will change your ways, and then when he realizes you're not going to change your way, then he's going to get what he's got, sexual and time and entertainment and so on, and then he's going to disappear. He's just going to let you go, because if he is working and he's working hard, he's working towards a plan, he has an idea what that plan is. He may not be proficient in the actual planning out point that we're going to talk about in a second, but he knows if he makes $100, he just don't want to give you 25 of it. So no, and I say no in the context that if you make 75 and he makes 100, but you want him to still give 25, right? That just won't work. So just be mindful of that, ladies. If that's you, change or stay the same. Doesn't matter. If you stay the same, then you just won't have a good man. All right. The third part is, did I jump one? No, third one is a woman who just don't have. Okay. Why would a woman just won't have? She won't have because she just simply got a divorce. She won't have because she's in school. She won't have because there's circumstances that she's taking care of her family, she's lower income, whatever. The point is, she doesn't have her own house. She doesn't have her own car, and so on and so on. Okay? Like I said before, a woman who has and a woman who don't have, it will not make a difference to a man when the relationship is being presented. Okay? A man will look at a woman who don't have, and in his mind, he will, if he's financially able to, he will come to that woman and say, within that relationship building, he will simply say, don't worry, I got you. I'll help you. But the key with this type woman who just don't have is the woman who is trying to do something. She at least has an idea. She wants to try to do something. Now, let me explain try to do something, because there's a lot of confusion out there. If a woman goes to the club and she is presenting herself to a gentleman between 30 and 55, and he says, what are you doing now? And she says, well, not really, nothing right now. And she finds out he has a little money. And then she says, well, I've always wanted to start a business. Now, again, the ideal of a woman not having has to be circumstances. But the ideal of a man helping a woman, you have to understand, depending on his finances, depending on who he is, where he is, he will help you. But, here's the but. He's going to protect his money. There is nothing wrong with a man saying, I'm going to be with you, I'm going to help you, all of that. It's the idea that the man is going to protect his finances. Okay? So if you don't have anything, ladies, and you're like, you're fresh out of school, you're looking for a job, you're a single mom, whatever the circumstances, and you don't have, if a man finds interest, just make sure you want to do something with your life. Now, the exception to the rule is you want to be a home body. You want to be at home, taking care of the family. Make sure you give that man a kid, a child, because if you have children, that's not his. That won't fly very often. The only way, the exception to that rule is if you give him a child, and then he'll be more apt to let you be an at-home mom. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we talked about the independent, a woman who don't have but's working towards. Okay, we got that one. We talked a little bit about that one. We talked about greedy. Okay. All right, so let's just stick with that. All right, so because I kind of combine one with the other. Okay, so let's talk. So the independent woman, is her best game is to realize I'm there to assist. I'm there to participate within you, and I'm here to help you and us build something together. A woman who has but wants her man to give still, and she doesn't contribute, she's going to get used. A woman who don't have, she don't have for various reasons, a man will then protect you and take care of you in the context, but also if you have an idea of what you want to do and become, that's good, but be mindful, he's going to protect his finances. He's going to look at this relationship very carefully as a business, more or less, and then that relationship will grow. Okay? I don't want to get too technical with that, but that's where we're at. All relationships, when it comes to a man, all relationships, ladies, the best thing you can do is look at that relationship. You look at that relationship with your man, and you automatically should think investment. Yes, business, investment. He, even though he may not know how to express it or describe it, but when it comes to finances, his objective, his goal is finances, is to take care of through finances, to provide through finances, to prepare for the future within finances, and everything he will start thinking. And as he grows older, he's really going to be more keened on that, and it will be all about finances. So you have to look at him in that area of saying, hey, this is an investment. I'm an investment. You being the woman, you're an investment to him. And the return he puts into this, you put into this, what's the outcome? What's the return? And if you have an idea of what that return is to your man, I tell you, that would be a good thing. All right, so let's look now. Once you understand this idea, ladies, and I'm hoping I bring something. And I if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. If it's too personal, DM me, please. Okay, so now let's talk about the plan. Okay, so a lot of times when I talk to these guys, they're wanting to become entrepreneurs. They want their own business, and I'm helping them achieve their goals, right? In fact, I've been doing this, helping people, mostly guys, with their goals for the last, I would say, 10 years now. Most of these guys, I will say to them, give me a number, okay? And what that number ultimately is in, let's say, in the near future, you want to log onto your bank account. What number would you like to see that will express your family, your vacation, your entertainment, your lifestyle, your toys, your everything? What number would that be? And 9 out of 10 times, these guys would not. In fact, I don't think I've met one guy out of my 10 years who actually knew this number. And quite honestly, I would not have known this number if I wasn't taught this in my early 20s. So I'm not harping, I'm just saying we don't think about these things. Okay, so this is the plan. We have to come up with a number. Okay, we have to come up with a number, and that number will be expressed on the goals and the expressions of payment, what we're going to do with our finances, how are we going to contribute to the finances, and so on and so on, right? So let's talk about it. I gave a little outline earlier in Living with Death video, but I want to talk a little bit more in depth with this. Okay, so right now, and I'll put it on the screen real fast. So according to the USA in 2020, I'm reading a book right here, a paper here. In 2020, according to the US data, a person average should live around 73 years of age. Okay, take your age. So mine is 52. So if 52 minus, take your age minus 73. Okay, if I take my age 52 minus 73, that gives me 21 years. I still have to live before I hit 73. Okay, so I'm 52. I have 21 years to hit 73. Okay, 70 in the United States is actually retirement. So we got 21 years ahead of me. Now, if you have a relative who actually lived above 73 of age, like I had a relative for me who lived 85 in the 80s, late 80s, add the difference. Okay, so your age minus 73, and then the difference of the extra time, in my case is 12 more years of time. So that gives me another 33. That's a total of 33 years that I still have to live before I simply die. Now, 21 years is to retire. 10 more years on top of that is how long I'm still living before I die. Why is that important? So think about this. 33 years, you're not going to want to work until you hit 70. A lot of people do work until they get 70. And then when they stop working, that amount of money that they work with, that amount of money is going to be depleted because they didn't think about the plan. Here's the plan. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to give you 4 subjects. Okay. Four things to think about. Let's first one talk about physical. How much money in when you get of age, and let's say 73 of age, would you need in pharmaceutical, meaning all your medications, surgeries, if you have any surgeries, any physical ailments that you have to deal with, therapy, so on and so forth, any place that you might have to live, assistance like nursing assistance, nursing, home health care, hospice, all of that. How much would all of that cost? Now, I just rounded it up for me, and so let's simply say $1 million. Okay, write that down. $1 million. $1 million. Okay. Let's talk about lifestyle. Lifestyle is, okay, what about your house, your car, your everything that takes place within your food, all of those things. So if I live in a 5,000 square foot house, I would then definitely shrink this damn thing down to about 1,200 square foot house. So I have my house. I know I'll probably spend about $200,000 to $300,000 there. I still have to buy food. So I would say my monthly expenses, let's simply say, I got a calculator right here. My monthly expenses, let me define my monthly expenses. So assume that I'm leaving out of the United States and I decide I want to go to Thailand, for example, and that conversion rate of the currency from the dollar to the Thai baht is such where I can actually have more currency than I would in the United States to live. At the same token, it's less expensive of the things that I need. And Thailand is perfect for me because I'm not trying to live above my means. So in Thailand, if you understand the lifestyle of Thailand to a medium to a higher level, I would simply say I can live comfortably if I have, let's say $2,500 a month. Then you take that. So $2,500 a month can take care of your lease if you're leasing, your gas and your vehicle stuff, your food, all of your utilities, all of what it takes for you to live in a place per month. In Thailand, the way of lifestyle is $2,500. United States, it's a lot more, but just budget it per month. And then what you want to do is multiply that times, so that's per month times 12. That's 12 months, so that's about $30,000. Times that by 33 years. 33. That's $990,000 that I need to live, to have the money for my lifestyle. Okay, some of that money I don't have to work for. I'll sell the house and I have some money that's going to contribute to that. So I have my physical condition, medical stuff, and all of that. I got my lifestyle. I got all of that. Now, what about my toys? Let's just round up and just add 150,000. Again, out of 33 years, my toys is not that. Camping, toys, 150,000 out of 33 years. That's good for me. All right, so we got that. So if I take that plus, let me hit a plus my physical conditions, which is $1 million, that gives me a total amount of $2,140,000 that I have to, at today, right now, that I have to consider. That's my goal. So as soon as I work as hard as I do and log on to my bank account, I should see $2,140,000. And if I do with the plan of passports, visas, immigrate, all of that, to go to Thailand and set up shop, I could live with that amount of money that I see in my bank until 33 more years, which would carry me to my death. That's the plan. That's a plan. And so if you do that for yourself, and the younger you are, the faster you can get to that amount, but that's still the plan. Okay, so now if that's the plan, ladies, and you have a man and he somewhat knows about this plan, which the guys I talk to knows about this plan, then you have an issue. If you have yours, like we talked about, if you have yours and he has his, and this is his plan, help him with the plan. Add your budget into this. You might have to double that to 4 million, but the whole point is you two have a plan, and that's the goal. You guys are working towards a common goal, and that's the key of a healthy, financial, healthy relationship. It's not that you spend, it's the fact that you spend without a plan, which is the second woman who he's spending with, there's no benefit to that spending, right? Even though she has hers, she's still a bill. We don't need bills. Okay. And then if she doesn't have it, he's going to invest his time, his energies, resources, networks, whatever he needs to help her get to the place where she then can start having hers. But then he's going to protect his money, because if he's spending money, then he wants money back. That's where business comes together. Prenups come together and so on. But the whole point is you guys can work together, work toward a common goal, have a plan, that number. And then if you have a plan, then things will go good. The two top reasons people divorce is the lack of finances and sexuality, the lack of whatever. In finances, it's not the lack of finances that actually will divorce or have a person divorce a person. It's not that. It's the greedy part. It's, I want a certain lifestyle now. And if I want a lifestyle now, I'm not going to sacrifice now for it tomorrow. And that's not good for a man, at least, because, you know. And for all you ladies, here's a special note. All you ladies who think I'm going to live like today's my last day, well, let me tell you something. That is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Unless a doctor tells you you got 5 days to live, outside of that, you may have a 6 months to a year. You may die in 6 months to a year. Live it up. Live it up. You're going to die. Doctor says you're going to die. Okay? There's death. We have death. If you have a doctor who says you're going to die in X amount of time, live it up. Okay. However, if you live like today's your last day, and you're, let's say, 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, what happens if there's another 20, 30, 40, or 50 years ahead of you and nothing happened, except you didn't plan for retirement and you're still getting older, and now you got to add physical conditions. Now you got to add a certain lifestyle conditions, because you might be up here that you got to drop down here. You have to sell all your toys because you can't afford them, and you're physically not able to enjoy them. So you're going to adjust. Your body is going to adjust. And if you don't have a plan, then you just don't have a plan. There are a lot of guys out there who have a plan. And this is what makes guys valuable when they get older, because you ladies don't understand the plan. The plan is to have money so I can retire and enjoy life. How can you enjoy life? You enjoy life when you can log on the bank account and say, I got XYZ money, and that's enough money to take care of me for the next 40, 50 years. That's all I'm saying. That's when you can enjoy life, right? You can't enjoy life without that, without a plan. You can try, it won't work. And the older the guy gets, the more frustrated he's going to get with you. And it's just a matter of his morals, ethics, responsibilities before he lets you go. And here, hence why a lot of ladies in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s are single. Because guys are thinking financial. I want to set up my life for this. And they're thinking like that. And you ladies, I don't know what you were thinking of. Oh, I know. You were competing with each other. Look at my other video. But anyway, I just wanted to spend a little time with you guys to explain, if you have or are thinking about the age group of 30 to 55 guy, that is a prime time for him. That's him in financial and budgets, and he's trying to figure out when it comes to investing, start a business, work, get to a higher level in his job, and so on and on. And this is why guys come to me, because I can help them achieve that goal and find different avenues, help them and guide them through different problems, and so on and so on. I can't tell you ladies, I talk to guys all the time, and you ladies just don't get it. You just don't get it. Okay? So, if I have any concerns or if I have any thoughts that I can give you, I will simply say, it's not about you. A man will sacrifice to do what he needs to do to achieve a goal in his life. If you're willing to help him, understand him, and help him, if you're willing to work with him for a common goal, a common plan, you'll have a man for a long time. If you don't, if you can't, you won't. And that's okay. Because with these billions and billions of people on this earth, and with social media and technology, you'll find somebody. All right, ladies. I'll talk to you later. Let me know what you guys think, comment, concerns. If not, have a great one. If you do, if it's too personal, DM me, please. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.